I'm going to challenge you guys today. I've seen the light. There's no going back. We've already crossed the bridge, guys. Good morning, live from New York, Thursday, power training. We got a good crowd showing up here. I want to, if you have, by the way, a little housekeeping before I jump into this. If you're on your cell phone, turn your computer speakers down. Okay, you can't be listening in both because it'll create feedback. I have a picture of Tom Brady on the screen. Here's a question. How many hours do you think Tom Brady practices? How many hours do you think Tom Brady practices to get ready for a game? Good question, right? Way more hours than he spends actually in the game. The title of this session, by the way, is Building Unlimited Confidence. Right? You think Tom Brady's confident? He puts in the work. He was voted captain of his team as a very young player because he works so hard. How many hours do you think Andrea Bocelli practices to get ready for one big major performance? How many hours of practice for one performance, right? I was watching 30-30, 30 for 30, a great show they have on TV the other day, and I was watching it. You forget the rivalry between the Celtics and the Lakers in the 80s. It was off the hook. How many hours do you think these two guys practiced to reach the top of their game? How many hours, right? Gwen Jorgensen, I know her. I had dinner with her. National champion, world champion, Olympic champion right here. How many hours does she practice? Okay. We don't have to even talk about this guy. He would shoot 200 foul shots before the game just to get ready. 200 foul shots. We know who this guy is, right? How many hours round and around and around and around and around and around and around? You could have the interpretation that it's boring. Shooting 200 foul shots, boring. Practicing, Gwen Jorgensen, I know because I do this on a world level. Practicing hundreds of hours for one race. True. Hundreds of hours of practice for one race. All right? I grew up on this guy, Pete Rose, Charlie Hustle. You want to watch something, go pull up some old YouTube videos of him playing the game. Nobody. He got the name Charlie Hustle from Mickey Mantle. You know why? Because Mickey Mantle crushed a home run in spring training. They were playing an exhibition game against the Reds, the Yankees against Reds exhibition. Mickey Mantle hit a home run like 450 feet. Pete Rose tried to climb the wall in the outfield to catch a ball that was 50 feet over the wall. And they nicknamed him Charlie Hustle at that point. Out of control. He used to sprint to first base. When he walked, he would literally sprint to first base. You watch it. It's inspiring. But he also had a quote. There are no practice swings. When you're up at bat, whether it be in practice or whether you're in a game, you're conditioning yourself. You're programming yourself. Okay? If you guys, what I try to do here in these sessions with you guys, right, with people, I've been doing this for 40 some odd years. I lost track. I've been studying language and communication for 36 years. I've been doing, music and athletics, you guys know all that stuff. So what I'm trying to do here for you is teach you some theory and some practice. It's not uncommon for people, especially when you're trying to develop mastery at something, true mastery. It's not uncommon for you to get into a mindset, well, gee, this is boring. This is repetitive. Why am I doing this? It's normal. Absolutely normal. I'm going to show you how it works. You got to be careful about that. Assessment. Remember, guys, your life shows up in language, right? Right here, page 5. These are the moves. So if some of you, and I know this is happening, it's like I said, it's normal to think that some of the stuff that we do, that I do, some of the stuff in leading up to a big game is boring because it's repetitive. It's designed to be repetitive. Right? And this session is, I'm challenging you guys to develop real mastery. I'm challenging you to develop mastery and you know, practice. Say practice makes perfect. Not true. There's no such thing as perfect. Practice builds competence. Practice gets you to where Pete Rose and Larry Bird were, or Gwen Jorgensen, or Dale Earnhardt. But you got to take it like that at that level. Here's what happens. If you have the assessment, that this is boring, that practice is boring, that's what keeps you, that's what has you still smoking, drinking too much, and not exercising, because it's boring. Not a useful interpretation. It's boring, it's repetitive, is also a declaration. This is where it comes in, guys. It's an assessment. Remember what declarations do, guys. Declarations invent the future. Do you think that Larry Bird had the assessment when he went to practice? This is boring. Pete Rose, this is boring. No, they embraced the practice. They embraced the opportunity to refine their craft because they're playing a different game. They want to be the very best in the world at what they do. And that's why I said I'm starting today. I'm going to challenge you guys. Here's what I'm saying. If you have the assessment, the declaration, it's repetitive and boring. That's a declaration that will invent the future of you never developing your full potential. And I guarantee you, if you have that assessment that it's boring, it's repetitive, why bother? If that's your assessment, that will keep you smoking and drinking and keep you out of shape too. It's the same mechanism. The opportunity is to change the interpretation, which you do with language. Instead of saying it's boring, say, look, I have an opportunity to develop true mastery here. That's the game, guys. My commitment to you is to have you guys kick the butt of the competition, to sell more tires than you ever thought possible, to sell more brake jobs than you ever thought possible. I'll share this with you right now, and I'm going to say it on the call later. My friend and client out in Oklahoma City, Danny, is up 20% this year, and he has embraced this stuff. He also happens to be, this is same day automotive. He also happens to be a professional race car driver, going round and around and around and around and around and around. And he's won hundreds, I don't know how many races, but he's done it for 30 years. Dirt track. Really exciting to watch it. But he's crossed the bridge. I've crossed the bridge. I don't mind repetitive. I really don't. You guys know I sing, right? I'm going to show you something. I don't know if I've shared this with you before. I'm going to show you this on the screen. 371 recordings. One song, national anthem. That's just what I've recorded. Is it boring? No. You know why? Because I'm committed to mastering it. And listen, guys, I'm an average vocalist. I'm not a great vocalist. But what I've taught myself to do is to embrace the practice. Embrace it. Because with each word, if I can bend that word just a little bit, if I can take a breath, if I can hold my breath a little bit, if I can get more, I can fine tune it. Nothing excites me more after I do the national anthem than somebody comes up to me and says, thank you. So here's the opportunity, guys, and this is going to be a short call today. I want to get some feedback from you. The opportunity today, and as long as you're working with me, is to embrace this practice. I keep telling you, you practice this approach right here. You practice this approach, I say 200 times, it's just the beginning. 200 times is just the beginning. You got to learn to work the power moves up front. And if inside your company, knowing what you know now, because you guys have all been here many times with me, knowing what you know, this stuff works. This is the source of power. This is the source of more sales. This is the source of selling tires. This is the source of more new customers. Right here, built inside this approach. So inside your company, here's the challenge. Unless you're saying, I can help you with that, Bob, I'm thrilled that you called me today because I'm your guy. I'm going to take care of you today. Guaranteed. Unless you're making that move on every call, then you're doing something else. It makes no sense not to do that on every single customer call that comes in. To work your power and really ultimately to share with people that you're there, you're committed to taking care of them. Period. End of story. So, anyway, that's my take on the interpretation. It's boring, it's repetitive. Not a useful interpretation, guys. If you want to take your business to 20%, 30% land, that's not a useful interpretation. And if you have that thought, kill it, because it's robbing you of your power as a human being. Trust me when I tell you that. I want to open this up for some comments, and I want to keep encouraging you guys to practice and really develop your mastery over the next few months and over the next few years. It takes time to really work this and develop real skill. Let me ask Bob Bittner for some feedback. Then I'll go around the room, ask for some of you guys to share. Bob, any thoughts?
Dan, good morning. This is spot on, 1,000% spot on. If there is one thing that we are handicapped by in our business, it's the failure to create time to practice. Imagine if Tom Brady ran out onto the field and threw himself into the game without any practice or preparation. You can visualize what would happen. The team would just collapse around him, literally. The level of your game does nothing more than expose the level of commitment you have to practice. Our guys, we're successful because we connect on a sale every now and again, but the true difference between success and mastery lies in practice. And the more time we find to practice, the more people we find to practice with, the results will bear all of that out. It's a true investment, a true commitment. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, thank you, Bob. Let me ask who else do we have here? Jeremiah, you've been doing a really good job out there in Oklahoma City, my friend. I'm hearing good things about you. What are your thoughts about practicing?
Well, I completely agree with you guys. This is actually Sam. I'm here downtown just visiting over here, working for a couple days, so I'm under Jeremiah's name, but I completely agree. The practice is what makes it perfect. I mean, for the cliche, but it's true.
Yeah, no, and you've been doing a great job. I just got a call from you. I'm going to share with you later. Another call, thumbs up call, where you worked at, and you guys out there in Oklahoma City, you guys are killing it too. And I know that. Yeah, and I look forward to getting out there again, continuing our work together. Let me see. Jay, is Jay there? Jay Giltner? Or is Toby there? Toby, you there?
I'm here.
Toby, your thoughts, buddy?
Well, like you, I'm a runner, and practice is where you get to make your mistakes and set your goals. And when it's showtime or race time, it's go time. That's not the time to figure out what pace you want to do or what anything. And practice is where you can stop and run faster and test yourself and then build up your endurance when it's go time, and that's when all your secrets are revealed.
Yeah, exactly. The practice is the time to develop and practice, to experiment. Guys, here's where we're at. This is my overall assessment. We've got a lot of people now coming into these sessions. We're off the launching pad. We're just beginning this journey. Like I said, I've been studying this stuff for 36 years. Okay? Until the game really is to get this so far into your bones that you become a commitment machine. You become a commitment machine. When people speak to you, you're saying either no or yes. By the way, no is a commitment. No is a promise not to do something. Yes, I'm the guy. I'm going to take care of you. Becoming a commitment machine is going to make a huge difference in your life. Okay, huge difference. And so that we're still in the beginning phases of this. It's only just started, right? So that's my challenge to the companies. Every day on every call, I can help you with that, and follow that up with the commitment, the choice close. I can do it now, or I can do it at 2 o'clock. That has to become the operating principle of your business. My opinion, studied opinion. It's a game changer, and we're already seeing great results from that. The second piece, which we're just beginning, I'm going out to Oklahoma again to work with our teams out there. The second piece is the middle part of the conversation. When you get pushback. So what you have to do, right, you're going to get pushback. Oh, let me tell you, Mrs. Jones, I'm so glad you asked about prices, about flushes, brakes, whatever. It doesn't matter what they're asking. You have to have this stuff here on page 8. You have to have this stuff in your bones. When you talk about your tire program, what's included? You talk about your flush program, what's included? The brake program, what's included in that? It could be a combination of things. But you got to be able to sing this like Andrea Bocelli sings. Actually, that's not a bad thought. You guys should learn to sing about your services. People won't forget you, that's for sure. But anyway, this is where we're at. Phase 2, what we've started. Level 1 of proficiency in this program is mastering box, excuse me. Level 1 is mastering box 1 and box 2. I can help you with that 2 o'clock, simple. Level 2 is mastering this box 3 piece. Mastering it so you knock people over. Again, I'm going to leave you with this, and then we can end. This will be an early call. I want to send you guys out fired up to learn and to keep practicing. Fired up. The competition is not here doing this. So I do want to acknowledge all of you for being here this morning. This is the first step. You got to show up. You got to have a desire to do it. You get competition coming from all angles, guys. Online, big box stores, you name it. It's everywhere. Right here. Everybody comes armed to the teeth with information. The difference is how you guys handle this approach. Do you pencil whip it, or do you perform it like your life depends on it? Every time. Listen, you really think about this. If you're a service advisor in a busy shop, maybe you have to work your approach here 20, 25 times a day. Something like that. And you got somebody else working with you, you see 50 cars a day, that's a pretty busy shop. If you're only seeing 15 cars a day and you got 2 guys, plenty of time. A lot of other conversations in between. I get it. I'm there with you. But each one of those is an at-bat. It's like a Pete Rose moment. That's the point I want to leave you with today. So if you want to have unlimited confidence, you gotta program the machine. Remember, guys, and I'm going to leave you with this thought. Right here on page 2. We are machines. Power training is about programming the machine for excellence. Period. You want the new automatic. You want the new automatic to be, you don't want it to be, this is boring, this is repetitive, why bother? I'm not doing it. That's not what you want. You want the new automatic to be, I'm a machine for excellence. I'm a machine for commitment. I'm a machine for helping people. That's the game. So on that note, guys, we're going to have a little early day today. It's only 8:05 a.m. Go knock them out today, guys. Bring it big time. Okay? And I'll see you in practice session on Tuesday. Peace, guys.
Thanks, Dan.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dan.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Dan.
Be good, guys.
Sir.
Bye-bye now.